Okay, listen up. The Trump administration has chosen XRP. The breadcrumbs are finally connecting, and the picture that's emerging is absolutely massive. We're now seeing specific crypto companies being handpicked to build the entire future of the U.S. financial system. And right now, all the evidence shows Ripple sitting at the head of the table inside the U.S. Treasury.
And let me be perfectly clear. If you think for 1 second that this market is still being driven by retail investors, you are about to lose your entire portfolio. Seriously. The real moves, the ones that matter, are happening behind closed doors, at the highest levels of government and finance. And here's the twist, something you won't hear anywhere else. A private crypto company isn't just influencing policy. They are literally dictating the digital asset playbook from inside the walls of the U.S. Treasury. I mean, think about that. This level of access and control is it's completely unprecedented.
And that's my promise to you today. By the time we're done here, you are going to see the undeniable chain of evidence that connects Ripple directly to the White House and its plan for a $1 trillion financial overhaul. All right, let's get into it.
First up, the Treasury's choice. You got to understand, this isn't just a series of random events or some lucky break for Ripple. No way. What we're witnessing is a deliberate, highly strategic selection process for the digital architecture of the entire U.S. financial system. And as you're about to see, Ripple has clearly emerged as the frontrunner.
So, where did this whole thing kick off? It all started during President Trump's recent state visit to the UK. While all the cameras were focused on the public events, a closed-door roundtable was happening at 10 Downing Street, and guess who was there? Ripple executive Cassie Craddock, sitting right alongside the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury and the UK Chancellor. Let's just pause and really appreciate who was in that room. This wasn't some low-level staff meeting. You have a Ripple executive at the same table as the heads of finance for both the US and the UK. This puts Ripple on equal footing with the most powerful financial figures in two of the world's biggest economies. And this wasn't just a friendly chat. This single meeting gave birth to something called the US-UK Transatlantic Task Force for Markets of the Future. And their goal? Well, it's pretty ambitious. To completely digitize and connect the US and UK capital markets using, you guessed it, blockchain technology.
Which brings us right to the task force itself. Now, this isn't some theoretical think tank writing papers nobody will read. This is the official body, the boots on the ground, created to execute the exact plan that was laid out at Downing Street. They have a crystal clear mandate to build our financial future.
And look, this isn't speculation. We have official confirmation on the record from the Blockchain Association itself. Look at who's participating. Ripple is the only public blockchain company sitting in these treasury meetings. They're right there alongside legacy giants like Jump Trading and BNP Paribas. They have a seat at the table that no other crypto project has, period. Now, these treasury meetings are happening as we speak, and new players are being brought into the fold constantly. If you want real-time alerts on which companies are getting selected next for these massive government partnerships, you absolutely need to be in my Telegram group. Go ahead and use the QR code on your screen right now or hit the link in the description. You'll get the updates first.
And hey, before we break down the exact 4-point agenda Ripple just handed to the U.S. Treasury, let me be blunt. We at Crypto Global News work around the clock to bring you these connections. If you're watching this without a subscription, you are missing the most critical alerts. Click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline. Don't fall behind.
All right, now for the main event, the blueprint. This isn't me guessing what they're up to. Ripple published its literal 4-point plan for this US-UK task force. This is their master plan, handed directly to the Treasury for exactly how to build this new system. And here it is, their roadmap. In simple terms, they're proposing a total overhaul. First, create clear international rules for stablecoins and tokenized assets. Next, build the digital pipes to replace the old, slow intermediaries. And the most important part? Make sure the US and the UK are perfectly coordinated on all of it. It's a comprehensive, ready-to-go plan for an entirely new financial system. This is the exact agenda they are pushing inside the Treasury right now. I mean, the implications are just enormous. So I have to ask you, what is your take on this 4-point plan? I've already started a thread for this explainer over in the YouTube community tab, and I really want to hear your analysis. Jump in there and let me know what you think. Okay, so let's recap where we are. We've got Ripple at Downing Street. We have them inside the Treasury with a detailed plan. But here is the final piece of evidence.
This is the smoking gun that confirms this whole operation. This coordination goes all the way up to the White House itself. Just look at your screen. On the left, you've got Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. On the right, Patrick J. Witt, who is the executive director of the President's Council of Advisors on Digital Assets. They are both using the exact same phrase. Let's not let perfect be the enemy of the good when they're talking about crypto legislation. Come on, this is not a coincidence. This is a shared script.
So let's bring this all home. When you connect all these dots, the picture of this trillion-dollar future becomes crystal clear. And so does Ripple's central role within it.
And you have to remember the context here. This kind of access isn't just handed out to anybody. Ripple just recently secured the extremely exclusive EMI license from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority. You know what the rejection rate for that license is? About 90%. 90%. This is hard data proving Ripple has already passed the test. They've achieved an elite level of regulatory approval that makes them the perfect partner for this kind of government project.
So let's just run through the evidence one last time. It started with a high-level closed-door meeting at 10 Downing Street. That meeting led directly to a dedicated seat at the U.S. Treasury. From that powerful seat, they delivered a 4-point blueprint for regulation. And now, that blueprint is being echoed with identical messaging straight from the White House. The path is direct, it's clear, and it is undeniable. This is happening. This is not speculation. The interoperable cross-border system is being built right now, and all the evidence we have shows that XRP is positioned right smack in the middle of it. If you found this analysis valuable, do me a favor and like this explainer and share it so other people can see what's really going on.
So the US and the UK are clearly moving in lockstep. The big question now is, which G7 nation is going to be the next to join this new digital asset alliance?
And finally, for all my U.S. viewers who want to understand the exact legislation being debated, the one that White House advisor was talking about, I've broken it down right here.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.